Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jeff's DIY Garage. We're going to apply this touch-up paint to touch up the paint. This is going to be a jam-packed episode. You don't want to miss a thing. Let's get to it. Come take a ride with me to Jeff's DIY Garage. In the last episode, we looked at some ways to get rid of the scratch that was on my car. Unfortunately, the method of using carb cleaner and a rag didn't quite work. So today, we're going to try to buff it out. But before we do that, I want to do some quick touch-up paint repair. I'm sure you saw last episode of Jeff's DIY Garage, where he went to the shop, used some carb cleaner, and tried to get rid of the scratching. It did a pretty good job. It's not particularly noticeable, but for car guys or car gals, we know our rides need to be absolutely perfect. Besides, this bumper was just painted less than a year ago, so it kind of sad to see it in this shape. Let's get started. Step one, I want to protect the paint that isn't ruined. According to the internet, this is the paint code for this car. I've used the paint a few times and it never quite worked out the way I wanted it to, but oh well. Now this is a fiberglass tip, and it's meant to scratch away any of the impurities and really smooth out the paint. So let's do that. This has a two-sided pen. This is the thicker painty side. This will take about 30 minutes to dry. We're going to go back and use the other side, which is a clear coat, and that'll hopefully make it just right. In a previous video, you may have seen me working under the hood to change a belt. And I made it seem like it was really easy. Well, I fooled you. I tricked you. I bamboozled you. It was in fact not very easy. And at the end, I had the wrong belt. So when you saw me doing all that work, I was just putting the original belt back in. But now I have the correct size belt. It's slightly longer and it should go in much easier. So I know you saw me do that before. You're gonna see me do it again. But this time, we'll speed things up and hopefully I'll get it done really quick. Also, I learned from my mistakes. I'm wearing gloves this time, so no more hamburger mitts. Let's get to it. Seeing how this is not my first time doing it, I've learned from my mistakes and I know exactly what to do. Once again, if you haven't seen my other video, to change a belt on these Camaros with the LLT engine, you need a, what's this, a 1/2-inch driver or breaker bar? And you probably need a screwdriver to take off your air intake. Oh, you want a better view? Okay, sure. Move this out of the way, put on the gloves, and get ready for battle. Insert the driver, pull up to release the tension. Let's see if Grandpa's screwdriver can help us out. Release the tension. All right, totally off. All right. Every tool falls to the floor. Good thing it's a V6 so I can reach straight down to get them. There we go. The belt is out-ish. In my last video, I said you had to slide it sideways to get it around this idler pulley, and there you have it. This belt has some cracking. It was definitely time to be replaced. Slipped right on. Make sure it's fully seated on each one of those before we give it a try. I'd call that a success, with a lot less blood than was spilled last time. I can't even count the number of times I've relied on my grandfather's screwdriver to help me build stuff, fix stuff, put things back together. I'm gonna say we're done. And scene. That only took me about 6 minutes. And the paint takes about 30 minutes to dry. Let's see what else I can get into. But before we do, let's turn the engine over to make sure that belt is working as it should. Okay, the next little task I want to work on is covering up the air intake. I have a little plexiglass window I put over it, but it's starting to get old, and as I have some time and waiting for the paint to dry, I'll try to cut out a new one to put it in here. That should be a quick and easy job, right? Here's a template I made a few years ago, and here's a piece of plexiglass that I used to put over there just to keep water and extra debris out. It's getting a little bit long in the tooth, it's chipped and everything like that. I think I'm going to do a few modifications to it. I'm going to make it come out just a little bit further. Saw away with the old X-Acto knife. Okay. Yeah, good enough. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Sure. Yep. This one's a bit more brittle than I thought it was going to be. All right, let's see if it fits. I think that'll work. There we go. Oh, like factory. Turned out better than I expected. I think I'll keep it. Cool. I still have 10 minutes before that paint is supposed to be dry. And already I've changed the belt and I fabricated a new cover for my air intake. What else can I do? Good thing I have a car full of interesting things. On one side, I have my go-to Meguiar's Premium Quick Wax. On the other side, I have random Taobao Hauschen spray coating. I'm gonna put them on either side and see how it goes.
How many dollars do I need, sir?
That about does it. Yeah, that does about do it. What do you think, other me? I think only time will tell. I couldn't agree more. Right. Let's get on to the next job.
I guess I could make room for one.
Shiny. Here we are on to the last step before I go to try to get it buffed. On the pen, it has the abrasive side, it has a pen tip, it has the paintbrush, which we used, and on this side, it has the clear coat. It's a very soft foam applicator, and I'm going to put clear coat over there and hope that it smooths it out. And that ought to do it. Now we have to wait for the clear coat to dry. While we're doing that, I have another product I want to test because this is, after all, Jeff's Car Mythbusters. The next product I want to test is this wheel cleaner. When I ordered something on Taobao, a bunch of stuff came at the bottom and it's like, do you want to buy this for like 3 kwai? I'm like, okay, sure. So this is supposed to brighten it up. We'll see. Does it work? Ooh. We'll give it a nice thick coating to give it the best chance. I'm gonna go do that to every tire and we'll see the results. Okay, wow, that's been super productive. We put on the touch-up paint, I made a new cover for my air intake, I put on a new Serpentine belt, and I polished the hood and cleaned the tires. And we haven't even gotten to the main point of today's video. That is to test the myth that'll buff out. So now I'm gonna go down the street to a couple shops and, well, see if it'll buff out. We had a very successful day. Today, we went to the shop to see and check the myth. That'll buff out. And sure enough, those scratches are all but gone. Just the missing paint and the cracks are still there, which need to be addressed, but for now, it's good enough for who it's for. We have put on some shiny shoes. We polished the hood. We put on a new Serpentine belt and added a new cover for my air intake as well as buffing it out, all within the span of about an hour and a half. So if that doesn't motivate you to get out there and work on your car, I don't know what will. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Jeff's DIY Garage, but stick around, we've got more things coming up, because the car is never finished. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time on Jeff's DIY Garage.